A Dance with My Father, Chapter 7, Tatay's Final Days. At this point, a historical event occurred, the People Power Revolution, which was on February 22 to 25 of 1986. The White Plains area, which borders Camp Aguinaldo and EDSA, was blocked. It was scary and uncertain what was going to happen. We could only hear soldiers or rebels and Marine tanks roaming around the street outside the house at night. My father's condition was worsening. He had trouble breathing. I asked if he wanted to request from his doctor an oxygen tank. Truth of the matter was, how in the world can the supply of oxygen tank arrive at this time of uncertainty when all roads going to the subdivision were blocked? He refused to have an oxygen, probably aware that it was impossible to secure one. It was unbearable to see his frailty, his skinny and bony physique, his countless sleepless nights from coughing, and how he was coping up with the agonizing pain. The cruel truth of watching my father deteriorate rapidly cuts right into my heart. As always, managing my emotions became a habit. I tried to suppress my emotions, fears, and tears, to be emotionally opaque, so to speak. I did not want my father to see me panic and vulnerable. I had to be steadfast, resilient, and calm. Barely a day towards his end, he told me that he prayed that I would be able to pass the exams and eventually land a job at the Central Bank of the Philippines, knowing I had a pending application there. He also told me that he was very proud of all his children, that although I got married at a very young age, I gave him so much joy through his adorable grandchildren. On March 11, 1986, he woke up at midnight, about 15 minutes before 5 a.m., wanting to go to the bathroom, which was just a few steps away from our bed. I assisted him in going to the bathroom and made sure he was properly seated on the toilet seat while I waited outside the frosted sliding glass door of the bathroom. Not very long, I saw him standing up and assisted him back to his bed. At this point, he was already catching his breath. I felt so helpless because I can't do anything except ask God to end his suffering. I was kneeling beside his bed, holding his hand and touching his face until he finally caught his last breath. Thereafter, I closed his eyes and mouth, prepared his body for his final arrangements, and prayed for the eternal repose of his soul. After months of battling my emotions, an uncontrollable outburst of tears flowed out freely from my eyes. At exactly 5 in the morning, my father finally lost his battle with lung cancer. Throughout his catastrophic disease, Tatay fought and refused to give up. He fought and faced it bravely, fiercely, and with dignity. Gone were the opportunities that I should have told him more often that I love him so much. Gone were the many great memories I would have shared with him, moments of greatness at the birthdays, graduations, and accomplishments of my children.